I realized the last video was kind of lengthy. I'll try not to do that too often, but I have to say what I have to say, so just try to stick with me here. This video is about me growing up as a kid, growing up with anxiety disorder, and I hadn't caught it until a couple years ago. It took that long for me and the doctors to see that. I had to do some self-discovery there, and a couple people I know who went through it and made me realize I had it. I was actually adopted, but I didn't know that until I was 8. I was adopted when I was born. My real mom was 15, and she'll probably end up seeing this. Hi, Mom. I love her though. She had all the right reasons to do that, and I'm just so happy to know her today, because some people never meet their parents if they get adopted, and I haven't met my dad, though I do want to eventually if he wants to meet me. That woman has inspired me and changed my life for the better. I love her very much. And my half-brothers. I see them from time to time too. At first I was fine with it. I'm surprised I didn't have a worse reaction, but over the years that kind of changed. I felt like, being abandoned from my real parents was a big deal to me, because I felt a lot of the times I had parents who didn't understand my problems because they didn't really go through them like I did, They didn't really have anxiety and panic disorder like I did. They have totally different mindsets, per se. I'm glad to be a part of their family, I am, and I do relate to some of them, and I have a great family. It's just there's a lot of people who just can't understand the situation, period, unless they go through it. We tried enrolling me into a few different schools, but all the time I was socially, I guess you could say socially inept. I didn't get along with a whole lot of people. As a kid even, I would just cause trouble, and I think that comes from autism. I have autism. I was diagnosed with autism, Asperger's. That's also had a big impact on my life. After years of being homeschooled and a few attempts of getting into public school, I finally went to high school, and I didn't like it, but my parents, they never listened to me. I understood, what they were trying to do, but I already knew what was going to happen, and I was right. I wasn't ready. I very much struggled in school, in high school anyway. My grades were slipping, but I always slacked off. It was a part of depression. I majorly dealt with depression, and it affected my grades. I have low attention span, I guess. I don't know. It was hard for me to study. I used to get taken advantage of at times growing up, because I had autism, and I was really naive to the world. I was like a caveman. I lived in the house a lot. I didn't get out much. I'm not gonna lie, I was a weird kid. I understand why people reacted the way they did. I will say I was a bit crazy back then. I used to get teased, and I used to hate it. I used to act out. I don't hate people for rejecting me now. I understand why they did. I was probably really annoying back then, but I was a kid, and I had to deal with what I had to deal with. In the next video, I'll start getting into high school stories, what my life was like in high school, and that's where the change began. Well, comment, subscribe, and share any stories you feel like sharing on YouTube, or Saving Hearts, or the Facebook group. All the links will be in the description. Take care, guys.